Have you ever wondered who truly shaped the world we live in today? Not just kings and conquerors, but the thinkers, inventors, and artists who fundamentally changed the way we think, communicate, and exist. Today, we're counting down some of the most influential people in history. This isn't just about fame, it's about lasting impact. Stick around, because some of these names might surprise you. Let's start with a figure whose ideas are foundational to modern science. Isaac Newton. Before Newton, our understanding of the universe was a bit of a mystical mess. Then, in the late 17th century, he laid out his 3 laws of motion and the law of universal gravitation. Suddenly, the movement of the planets and the fall of an apple could be explained by the same principles. This was revolutionary. His work, Principia Mathematica, became the bedrock of classical physics for centuries. He also developed calculus, a mathematical tool that is indispensable in engineering, economics, and countless other fields. Newton gave us a framework to understand the physical world in a logical, predictable way. Without him, the Industrial Revolution and much of modern technology would be simply unimaginable. He didn't just discover laws. He gave humanity a new lens through which to see the universe, moving from the physical world to the world of ideas. Let's talk about Jesus Christ. Regardless of your personal beliefs, the historical impact of Jesus is undeniable. His teachings on love, compassion, forgiveness, and salvation became the foundation of Christianity, which has grown to become the world's largest religion with over 2 billion followers. This influence extends far beyond theology. Christian principles have profoundly shaped Western law, ethics, art, music, literature, and social norms for 2 millennia. Concepts like charity, the inherent value of every individual, and moral accountability have deep roots in his teachings. Holidays like Christmas and Easter are celebrated globally. The calendar itself, the Anno Domini system, is based on his life. The story of this one man from a small province in the Roman Empire has resonated through history, inspiring countless acts of kindness and shaping the moral compass of civilizations. Now, let's journey back even further in time, to ancient China, to meet Confucius. He wasn't a religious prophet or a king, but a philosopher and a teacher whose ideas have been the cornerstone of East Asian culture for over 2,500 years. Confucianism is less of a religion and more of a moral and ethical framework. He emphasized the importance of personal and governmental morality, correctness of social relationships, justice, kindness, and sincerity. He believed that a well-ordered society starts with the individual and the family. His teachings on filial piety, respect for elders, and the pursuit of knowledge have shaped everything from government structure to family dynamics and educational systems across China, Korea, Japan, and Vietnam. The concept of the Junzi, or the exemplary person who is morally upright and wise, remains a powerful ideal. Confucius' influence is so deeply embedded that it is like cultural DNA for a massive portion of the world's population. From ancient philosophy to a modern revolution in communication, our next figure is Johannes Gutenberg. Can you imagine a world without affordable books? Before the 1440s, that was reality. Books were rare, expensive manuscripts, painstakingly copied by hand, and accessible only to the clergy and the super-wealthy. Then came Gutenberg and his printing press with movable type. This wasn't just a new machine, it was an information explosion. Suddenly, knowledge could be mass-produced and disseminated at an incredible speed. The Bible, scientific papers, political pamphlets became accessible to the mass. This fueled the Renaissance, sparked the Protestant Reformation by allowing Martin Luther's ideas to spread like wildfire, and paved the way for the Age of Enlightenment. It democratized knowledge, boosted literacy rates, and empowered ordinary people to think for themselves. The internet is often called the modern Gutenberg press, and that's the highest compliment you can pay. Gutenberg laid the foundation for the informed, interconnected world we know today. Speaking of a new era, let's discuss Christopher Columbus. Now, Columbus is a complex and controversial figure, and it is crucial to acknowledge the devastating impact his voyages had on the indigenous peoples of the Americas. His arrival initiated centuries of conquest, disease, and exploitation. However, in terms of sheer global influence, his voyages in the late 15th century were a turning point in world history. By connecting the Eastern and Western hemispheres, he initiated the Columbian Exchange, a massive transfer of plants, animals, culture, human populations, technology, and ideas between the Americas and the Old World. Think about it. Tomatoes and potatoes in Italy, coffee and sugarcane in Brazil, horses in North America. This exchange completely reshaped global agriculture, cuisines, and economies. His voyages permanently altered the world map, kicked off the age of global European colonialism, and created the interconnected, globalized world we inhabit. His influence, for better and for worse, was colossal. From connecting worlds to understanding our own origins, we arrive at Charles Darwin. In 1859, Darwin published On the Origin of Species, and in doing so, he delivered one of the most profound and unsettling ideas in human history: evolution by natural selection. Before Darwin, the prevailing view was that species were created fixed and unchanging. Darwin provided a powerful, evidence-based mechanism for how life evolves and diversifies. He argued that organisms with traits better suited to their environment are more likely to survive and reproduce, passing those advantageous traits to their offspring. This single idea revolutionized biology, forever changing our understanding of life on Earth and our own place within it. It became the unifying theory of the life sciences, impacting everything from medicine and genetics to agriculture and ecology. Darwin's work challenged long-held religious and philosophical beliefs and forced humanity to reevaluate its relationship with the natural world. Now for a name that powered the modern age, quite literally. James Watt. While he didn't invent the steam engine, his improvements to it in the late 18th century were so significant that they effectively kick-started the Industrial Revolution. The earlier Newcomen steam engine was incredibly inefficient. Watt designed a separate condenser that dramatically increased its power and efficiency, making it a viable power source for a huge range of applications. Suddenly, factories could be built anywhere, not just next to rivers. His engine powered trains, ships, and the machinery and textile mills and mines. This unleashed an unprecedented wave of industrialization, urbanization, and economic growth. Our entire modern world, with its mass production, global transport, and reliance on generated power, stands on the foundation that Watt's steam engine helped build. He turned heat into work on a scale never before seen, and in doing so, he changed the pace and scale of human life forever. Let us turn to a figure who weaponized ideas and reshaped the political landscape of the 20th century. Karl Marx. Along with Friedrich Engels, Marx developed the theories of communism and socialism. In works like the Communist Manifesto and Das Kapital, he critiqued arguing that it was inherently exploitative and would lead to class struggle between the bourgeoisie, or owners, and the proletariat, or working class. He predicted this struggle would end in a workers' revolution and the establishment of a classless, communist society. While his predictions didn't all come true, his ideas became incredibly influential. In the 20th century, governments inspired by Marxism came to rule over a third of the world's population, in places like the Soviet Union, China, and Eastern Europe. His theories fueled revolutions, defined the Cold War, and continue to be a powerful lens for analyzing social inequality, economics, and power dynamics. Even today, whether you see him as a visionary or a villain, Marx's impact on modern politics is undeniable. Finally, we have a man who unlocked the secrets of the universe and became synonymous with genius, Albert Einstein. In the early 20th century, Newton's physics was still king. But Einstein, with his theories of special and general relativity, turned it all upside down. He proposed that space and time are not absolute but are relative and interwoven into a single continuum. He showed that gravity isn't a force, but a curvature of spacetime caused by mass and energy. And, of course, there's the world's most famous equation, E equals mc, which revealed the incredible energy locked within matter. This insight laid the groundwork for nuclear power and the atomic bomb. His work on the photoelectric effect also helped launch quantum mechanics, GPS, nuclear energy, and our understanding of everything from black holes to the Big Bang are all direct consequences of Einstein's revolutionary thought experiments. He fundamentally altered our perception of reality itself, from Newton's mechanics to Einstein's relativity, from Gutenberg's press to Darwin's theory. These individuals didn't just live in history. They redirected its course. Their ideas, discoveries, and actions have echoed through the centuries, shaping the very world we see around us. Who do you think is the most influential person in history? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey through time. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more fascinating topics from history, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss our next adventure. We'll see you in the next one.